2008 never went away, and it is going to finish what it started. We are witnessing a repeat of 2008 on steroids. Welcome to the bear market as we witness blow-ups everywhere from oil to General Electric to banks such as Deutsche Bank, tech stocks, and the housing market. Everything now is starting to blow up at the same time. The collapse of stock values of globally systemic banks possess great dangers to the global economy, not just our economy, the global economy. Unlike 2008, this is going to be global. Unlike 2008, we now have more bubbles, more debt, and it is global, not just here in America. This is going to be a global recession slash depression slash possible Great Depression. We're seeing the central bank cartel policies of quantitative tightening as they attempt to wean financial markets off of the monetary heroin they've been so addicted to. And they're taking us towards a period of stagflation and depress economic growth. As a result of this, we're going to see mass unemployment coming to America, and we're going to see a collapse of these inflated asset prices as we see bank failures here in America and globally. Take a look at Deutsche Bank. That is a powder keg ready to set off in Europe. That could take Europe down. That could hit America so hard. The amount of derivatives that Deutsche Bank has will rock the world. One bank as big as Deutsche Bank, they're huge. Lehman Brothers on steroids is what they are. If they go down, they're taking probably half the globe down with them. So we are really in very scary times, very frightening times, and you better be your own central bank, and you better be waking up to what's going on. As we're watching this bear market flashing red, there is no doubt that we are in volatile times, and these markets are warning you on a daily basis now. And you really better take warning, because it's going to continue to get worse. And you could possibly wake up one day and these markets could have just exploded. We could see really markets implode overnight. A huge bank like Deutsche Bank goes down. It's going to rock the world. You do not want to be the person during a bank run who has all of his money in the bank, has his gold and silver in a bank. You need to be really waking up and preparing for times that we've never experienced before. Some people don't believe we're in a bear market. I do believe we're in a bear market, and we can just look at what's been happening the last couple days. We had Donald Trump come out, have to cool the markets down from the hits that we took. Steve Mnuchin had to call the 6 biggest banks to see if they were liquid. Wednesday, we go up 1,100 points. Thursday, we're down 611 points, and then we close out 260 points up, a 900-point turnaround in the last hour. Friday, today, we had a 400-point swing. We closed down 80 points. This thing is all over the place. But just watching these huge volatile numbers of 1,100 points, 900-point swings, this is alarming. This is a red flag, and it's telling you that you better be using severe caution and getting ready, because something is coming, and it's not going to be for the positive. When people see these big moves in the Dow Jones, in these markets, when they see an 1,100-point run, it's keeping their hope alive. It's just keeping that illusion right out in front of them. And it's suckering more of the Kool-Aid drinkers in for one last run. So don't be one of these Kool-Aid drinkers. Don't be one of these delusional people who is looking at this illusion, this Ponzi scheme. You need to be very cautious right now. These people are jumping onto the Titanic as it is sinking. They're that delusional. They think that things are heading in the right direction. A bankrupt country, the biggest debtor nation in the entire world, a country that's manufacturing nothing, a country that is completely divided. And listen, I love America. I support this president. You know that. But we have to be realistic. We can't be delusional. We have to, look at the problem, identify it, and solve it. And what is happening is they continue to keep kicking the can down the street, and that is why this debt continues to grow. And now with rates going up, we have got to continue to service this debt, and we're a bankrupt country. This debt can't be paid back. We cannot continue to service this debt when we don't manufacture anything, when we keep spending more than we make. We cannot continue this. The bubble is popping right now, whether you want to believe it or not. You can deny it. You can hope it will go away. You can live in your little delusional world. But the bottom line is the bubble is popping right now. And there's nothing that you're going to be able to do to stop it except to prepare for some very, very dark times coming to America. 2008 never went away, guys. It never went away. And it's going to finish, as I said earlier, it's going to finish what it started. But unfortunately, since we put a couple band-aids on it and hoped that it would go away and printed a whole bunch of money, we're going to feel more pain now because of the amount of damage that has been created since 2008. We are going to feel a lot more of the pain. We're now going on $22 trillion in debt. We've been living in a fairy tale for the last 10 years with 0% interest rates, printing more money, quantitative easings. We are going to feel the pain, and there's no getting out of this. Prepare for some very serious times coming to America. The problem that I see, again, and I'm going to continue to repeat this, everyone that I know continues to be in their own little bubble. As the country is in a bubble, people are in their own bubble, partying away that nothing bad can happen to America, that the economy can now come crashing down, that if we do have another 2008, we'll just print more money and fix everything, and the problem's just going to go away. That's not going to happen this time. Nobody wants the party to end, but the market says it is going to end, because eventually reality is going to kick back into these markets, and people are going to have a come to Jesus moment when they find out that their paper is worthless, that their dollar isn't buying as much, that this dollar is coming under pressure, that it's a piece of paper printed out of thin air backed by nothing. And it's coming under a lot of pressure as multiple countries around the world are dumping it. And as countries and more people lose faith in the US dollar, that is going to put more pressure on your standard of living as your dollar doesn't buy as much. You're living in a bubble, and the people who continue to live in these bubbles and think nothing can happen to them, they are going to be the economic casualties of this tsunami that's coming to America. The only cure to a phony economy and to all this borrowed money and all this printed money, the only cure is going to be a major recession, to kick all this garbage out, to end these companies and these corporations who have been cooking the books, who are only here because of corporate buybacks, who have literally just been living off of a Ponzi scheme. We need to rid the system of these companies, of these banks. We need to start over. We need an economic reset, and we need a real, true, free market. The government, going back to 2008, government continued to tell people to keep spending. And the government today continues to tell people to continue to spend, to go out on Christmas and spend. Back in 08, 07, 06, back in the mid 2000s, Bush was telling everybody they should own a house. So everybody that was going out and buying houses, most of those people had no business, should never been allowed to buy a house. But we had a president promoting people to go and buy houses, so we had a housing boom, and it caused a major recession. Again, today we have a government telling people to go out and spend money that they don't even have. When we look at these Christmas numbers, supposedly we're going to have a record-breaking Christmas year, that sales were up 5%. I asked myself, If you took people's credit cards away, I wonder what the Christmas sales would really be if they didn't have access to credit. And when people's savings are gone, which most people don't even have a savings right now, sooner or later, their credit's going to be gone because they can't pay it back. So we're seeing the last hurrah of the party where people are just like, F it, I've got 5,000 left on my credit card. I'm going to go out and I'm going to use it. And I wonder how many of these people are delinquent. I wonder how many of these people are never going to pay this back. The government, going back to 2008, government continued to tell people to keep spending. And the government today continues to tell people to continue to spend, to go out on Christmas and spend. Back in 08, 07, 06, back in the mid 2000s, Bush was telling everybody they should own a house. So everybody that was going out and buying houses, most of those people had no business, should never been allowed to buy a house. But we had a president promoting people to go and buy houses, so we had a housing boom, and it caused a major recession. Again, today we have a government telling people to go out and spend money that they don't even have. When we look at these Christmas numbers, supposedly we're going to have a record-breaking Christmas year, that sales were up 5%. I asked myself, if you took people's credit cards away, I wonder what the Christmas sales would really be if they didn't have access to credit. And when people's savings are gone, which most people don't even have a savings right now, sooner or later, their credit's going to be gone because they can't pay it back. So we're seeing the last hurrah of the party where people are just like, F it, I've got 5,000 left on my credit card. I'm going to go out and I'm going to use it. And I wonder how many of these people are delinquent. I wonder how many of these people are never going to pay this back. How many people used credit cards to shop? How many people actually paid for a gift with cash versus a credit card? I'd like to know what the credit card delinquencies are right now. So I'm sure we'll see those numbers come this spring. The average shopper this Christmas spent, I believe, $1,537. I think that was up about $80 or $100 from last year. And it's kind of hard to fathom that when over 50% of the country makes less than $30,000 a year. So many people now working in service sector jobs. We're in a country now where we don't make anything. Our resources are in financials and the service sector. We're not manufacturing. We don't have these higher paying manufacturing jobs. We have people working at casinos, working at Starbucks, working at fast food restaurants, working a lot of service sector type jobs, working at Costco, working at Walmart, and yet people are spending over $1,500 this holiday season buying Christmas gifts. So that tells me that a lot of this has been put on credit cards. And so what's going to happen when the credit runs out? Because people don't have a savings to go to. And that's why they're going to credit, because they have no money. This is why people are leasing cars instead of buying cars today. This is why people are renting houses and not buying. They cannot afford it. People are getting squeezed. And I think that the outcome is going to be ugly here in America, because we're going to see stagflation. We're going to see inflation. Prices are going up. People's standard of living is going down. The cost of everything is going up. The cost of living, the rent, houses, cars, everything is going up. Yet people just continue to put it on a credit card and not even worry about it. And you do not want to be a person loaded down in debt when we have an economic collapse. So I'm going to close the video out, guys. And in closing, just wanted to make a couple more points. America is a great country, but America has, in the last couple of decades, people in America have gotten this entitlement type of attitude where they deserve everything. People in America live for the moment. They don't think about tomorrow. They want stuff and they want it now. They want it today. As opposed to the Chinese, they prepare for down the road. They prepare for tomorrow. They're patient. America is different. They want it now. And America, just indulges. That's why we have an obesity epidemic going on in America with people, well over 300 or 400 pounds is just common now in America. We have an unhealthy nation filled with obesity and entitlement. People have gotten lazy. They've gotten dumbed down. They don't think for themselves. They depend on the government to tell them. They depend on a box, a screen to tell them how to think and what to think. People are not independent, free-thinking people anymore. They're dependent. They're dependent on drugs and medication, pharmaceuticals. I mean, look at every 1 out of 4 commercials you watch on TV is a pharmaceutical commercial trying to get you hooked on pharmaceuticals. So you'll be even more dumbed down and more dependent. So people are dependent on the government. They're dependent on their drugs. And I believe this is another reason why we're going to see a major collapse in America. It has to be done. The only way America gets fixed is going to be by a serious economic collapse. And it's going to be a time where America isn't going to be so entitled, where America just isn't going to get what it wants. And I think that it's almost going to be like tough love for America. And and we're going to see this nation go through serious pain. And I believe this is what America really needs. So it really understands what's happening, what has happened, and how appreciative they should be to live in America. And I know a lot of people out there will write in and tell me how much they hate this country and they just demonize America. I love America, so nothing is ever going to change my mind about that. I will die for America. This is the greatest country on planet Earth, and it is worth standing up for. That's why I'm making these videos, because I love America. I don't want to see it fail. I don't want to see this president fail. I don't want to see anybody out there fail. And I know a lot of you people out there are doing the right thing. You're doing what I'm doing, and I'm doing what you're doing. And so we are just, reaching out to one another that we're not alone. You're not alone. I'm not alone. I know a lot of people out there are waking up or are very awake and know what's going on. And we have got to continue to wake people up, wake our friends, our family, our churches up, even people we don't know, because an economic tsunami is coming to America, and people are they're going to witness something that is going down in the history books. And for these people out there that just, their whole life is going to the mall, going to Disneyland, playing video games, playing fantasy football, please wake up. Get out of your coma and wake up. For if it's just not for you, do it for your family. You do not want to be unprepared for what we're going to see happen here in America. You need to have food, water, guns, ammo, gold, silver, cash, medical. You need to have your preparations put away, because we are going to see dark times coming to America, and I do not want to see people get hurt. And there's going to be a lot of people that are going to get hurt during this. So don't make this as painful as it's going to be. Prepare. Again, people will sit out there and go, this is doom and gloom, and this could never happen, and don't be so negative. But I'm a realist. Let me tell you, if we had a reset tomorrow and this country is booming and we're manufacturing and people are making a real wage and people aren't living in debt and we have free markets, then I'm gonna make videos and just tell you how great it is, because that's what I see in reality, right? If things are great, if it's sunny and blue skies and rainbows, I'm gonna tell you it's sunny with blue skies and rainbows. But if I stick my head out the window and I see a thunderstorm or I see a tornado coming, I'm going to tell you the truth. And the truth is, things are not good. This is an article that just came out today in Zero Hedge. I mean, this should be telling you something. Pending home sales crashed 7.7%, biggest drop in 4 years. Now, here I am in Southern California, the hottest, probably one of the hottest housing markets in the entire country. This is not good news, okay? These are dark clouds rolling in. Southern California home sales plunged 12% in November as prices peak. On top of that, I mean, our retailers, right? Here's Sears. They're supposed to be hopefully getting a bid today. Otherwise, they're going to be liquidating all of their properties. an American icon just here for 120 years could be gone literally by tonight. This was interesting. This was an article on consumer confidence. Consumer confidence suffers biggest fall in 3 years. Yet, now I'm confused here. We have the lowest consumer confidence in 3 years, yet we had the best holiday shopping season of all time this year. So how do we have low consumer confidence, yet we have the best shopping season in history? I don't understand that. But again, a lot of credit cards. Another zero hedge. Most of these are all on zero hedge. We have a lot of people are saying that we have right now a credit crisis forming. So that's the news today, guys, and a lot of it is not good. So have a great weekend. Continue to top off your preps. Make sure that you're stacking gold, silver, your food, your water, guns, ammo. Make sure you're getting ready. And listen, none of that stuff is ever going to be worth zero. It will never be worth zero. You can always use that. If you have too much food, you can always eat it. You can always donate it to the church, to homeless people. Gold and silver will never be worth zero. This is no time to be gambling and taking chances. You need solid assets, whether that's in food and water form or it's hard metals. You need assets. So make sure you're preparing. Have a great weekend. Let's continue to pray for this country, pray for this president, and let's do everything we can to wake up everybody that we know and people we don't know. God bless you guys. Thanks for subscribing. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Hit that bell to make sure that you get the latest video. And make sure to share this video to anybody you want. God bless you guys. God bless America. And I will talk to you very, very soon. Have a great weekend. Bye.